Oh, hello. You've caught me. Just clearing my shelves of the giant stack of books that I have bought recently. Hi, hello. My name is Ariel. I make videos about books, and today we are talking about this little arm shelf I have created for myself. It's actually quite comfortable, and it is made of various books that I have bought in the past however many months since I did a last book haul video. So let's begin. Okay, I'm kind of just gonna go in no particular order here because there are a lot and I don't know how to sort it in my mind. A lot of them, most of them I've gotten from used bookstores. So that's my excuse, is that they were cheap, but some of them are from Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So first we have an Agatha Christie novel. We have Evil Under the Sun. I'm trying to read all of Agatha Christie's books eventually, and I am starting with like one a month. So I found this one at the thrift store and it really was not very cheap. This is like brand new though, and it was for $12, which is basically as much as you could get it on Amazon, but I was like, might as well support a used bookstore. I don't know, but it was basically not a steal, not a deal at all, but I have it. And this is Evil Under the Sun. It's about, I think, this supermodel. The beautiful bronzed body of Arlena Stewart is found dead on the beach, and then Poirot has to figure out why. Then I got in that same trip, this one was a steal, One Last Stop. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, but I just never bought it. And it was $4 at this used bookstore. And it's like brand new. I don't know. I don't know who decided that was a good price, but thank you for being not knowledgeable on contemporary romance reads. I know it's like a sapphic romance that involves time traveling. They meet on this train and then they're from different times or something along those lines. I don't know, I just know there's time traveling and it sounded like a more interesting romance read than the typical romance read. Then we have Always Lived in the Castle. Can we just like admire this copy? I don't know why, but I love it. Ah, the little mushrooms and the dappled whatever edges. I love it. The little cat. Are you kidding me? I love this. And this is by Shirley Jackson. I was going to read this in October and then I just never did. And then I was going to read it in November and then I just never did. So now we're probably going to save this for next fall. But I have this. I got it from Amazon, so it's normal price. But yeah, I love this edition. And I know nothing about this story. I just know that it's a classic. It's about a perverse, isolated, and possibly murderous family. Sounds great, but sounds very October. Then this is another steal. If I Had Your Face. This has been one of my most anticipated reads, and yet I had never bought it because it was one of those reads that like I wanted to get to, but I wasn't super motivated to get to, so I never bought it. But found it for $2.74. What? Insane. And this book is about a Korean woman who lives in Seoul, and I don't know much about it other than it's about like the obsession with beauty and plastic surgery, and basically if I had your face, like female beauty standards. Then this was a impulse buy because it was $1.95. And that's The Silent Patient. I read a different book by Alex Michaelides, the Maidens, and I didn't love that one. And so I was like, I'm never gonna read this. It also reminded me of the show The Sinner, which I love that show. It's such a good show, but the premise was like kind of the same. So I was like, I don't know if I'll be bored, but now I have it in my hands and I own it. And I feel like I don't have a lot of thrillers just on hand, and I get in a thriller mood a lot. So, I mean, it'll be nice to have on my shelves to grab when I get inspired. Then, this is a fun one, $1.39, like, for If We Were Villains. And yeah, this is a book about Shakespearean group in high school, Shakespearean actors that commit murder or something along those lines, and it's dark academia, and I am very excited. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and it's again one that's been on my list, my TBR, for literal like years or year, and I found it for $1.39. I can't, that's so good. Then another greatly priced one that has been on my radar for a year or two, and that is Writers and Lovers by Lily King, and this was $2.74. And first of all, it's just the title that got me, and this cover I very much like. So that was really what pulled me in. Also, just I've heard hype about it, so yes. But let's see what it's actually about. It follows 31-year-old Casey Peabody, who arrives in Cambridge in the summer of 1997. Yeah, and she has no plan except for to live a creative life. Okay. That's telling me a good nothing, but it feels like something that would be nice to read in your 20s or 30s. And you'd be like, she's just like me. Then I have, this is another book that I really had no intention on ever buying, kind of like The Silent Patient, but then I found it at the used bookstore and it was a good deal, so I got it. And that was It Happened One Summer. And I got this for $6.49. I'm not a huge fan of Tessa Bailey's writing, but I mean, it's not bad. I decided to get it. Also, this is based off of Schitt's Creek, and I love that show. So, a few books from Goodwill. This one I got at Goodwill for like $1, and that's A Brush with Love. I've heard no one talk about this book, but I love the cover. Again, it's like, you can't even see it because of this light. Here we go. So it's like a toothpaste, and then it makes it, and it's about these little dentists that are falling in love. I don't know, the cover just really spoke to me, and I was like, I want to read it, but I never bought it, and now I have it. So that's fun. Another one that I got on the same Goodwill trip for like $1, and that is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. And again, like, what is up with these perfect copies just chilling at the thrift store? I don't know. But this is another sapphic romance, and it follows them. I don't know what this is about at all. I don't know what this is about, but people have very much loved it, and I want to know. I want in, and it was $1. Then this one, did I get this from Goodwill? I did, because it doesn't have a price tag. Nickel Boys, and I have just heard about Coulson Whitehead a bunch. The story of two boys sentenced to a hellish reform school in Jim Crow era Florida. So sounds like a good little historical fiction. And it's kind of short, so that's always nice. It's like 200 pages. That's crazy. Next, we have Daddy's Gone A-Hunting. And this is a classic, I believe. I got it because I like this little cover thing. It has this little slip and then it's like interesting. I don't know. I bought it for a video where I buy books based off of their cover, but now I think I'm gonna use this in a video where I read classics because they have cute covers. Then I have an interesting book. You guys would never expect me to be holding this in my hands. A manga, but look at this cover. How could I not? Is it not gorgeous? I mean, it's horrific, but it's gorgeous. It's a collection of short horror stories, so I thought this was a good way to like ease into a graphic novel manga format. And I started to try to read this and my little brain got confused and I stopped because I'm confused on how you read a manga, because I know it's like, you know, reverse from how you typically read, but I don't understand, like, do I start then down here and work my way up, or do I still start at the top? Can somebody please let me know how to read a manga, because I want to read this, but I can't. Then I went to Target around Black Friday time and I had to get the buy two get one free book sale that they do like a couple times a year. And so I got some pretty good ones. I did not know that Target would carry these. First, I got the new edition of Love and Other Words. I haven't read this, but it's like everyone's favorite romance. I think it takes place in like the winter, so I want to read that. Then I got A Court of Frost and Starlight. Like, why'd they have this at Target? But I got this because I'm still on the second ACOTAR book, but they had this, and this isn't even the third. This is like the fourth in the series, but this is such a tiny one that it would pain me to pay for it full price. So I was like, let's get it. Let's get it now. And then I just have it for later on. Then, I don't know why I did this. Ready? Why did I do this? I have this problem where I can't resist a large paperback book. I don't know why, but I love it. I love the feeling of a large paperback book in my hands. And so I have heard about this. It's a fantasy. I'm trying to be in my fantasy era, and it's ginormous. It's like 800 pages long or something, but the cover is stunning. And the reviews, I looked it up on Goodreads beforehand because I had heard people talk about it, but I didn't know much. And it had like one of the highest Goodreads reviews I have ever seen. It's about dragons and assassins, and it follows a bunch of different people. And I love I love a big book when it's a standalone, and I think this is a standalone. Then we have Kafka on the Shore, and I have yet to read a Murakami novel, but at this thrift store that I go to, then they always have the old editions. This one was actually from Goodwill, so it's for like $1, and these old editions are so much prettier than the new ones, so I've been like kind of collecting them. I don't know, I might absolutely hate Murakami, so I really need to read it before I continue collecting these. But this one I've definitely heard like the most about, so I might start with this one. Then I got Citizen Girl, which was, how much did I get it for? $3. And this I thought I heard about last year. I can't quite remember, but it sounded funny and interesting. It says kind of like Sex in the City. Sounds fun. I couldn't even read the back because the sticker's over it, but I think it's a satire and it involves women working, and I'm a woman who works. Then we're on to the last two. I got John Steinbeck's Canary Row. I love this edition, these editions, the like centennial ones Penguin does, specifically the John Steinbeck ones. And so I have like 3 other ones of his in this style. So when I saw it at the thrift store, I was like, I have to get it. And this was kind of expensive. It was $5.24, which I don't know, it's kind of expensive for how short it is, but it's also like brand new. On to the final book, which is My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Yeah, this is another one of those books that I'm like, why did I never buy this? And this was $8. I had read like the first page of this in a bookstore and I was hooked. And I knew I had to buy it, but I was like, I can find this at a thrift store. It's old enough. And sure enough, I did for cheaper. It was still $8, but, and I'm very excited to read this now. It's very much like whiny girl who's depressed. And I love that. Those are my books. I hope you enjoyed. It's actually, like, all of these weren't that expensive. I feel like put together is probably like $100, which is not too bad for the amount of books that I got. So a good little used book haul this was, with some, you know, Target and Amazon. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day and I hope you read a really good book. Bye.